This week on Sports Paws, the Quinnipiac women's ice hockey team had their opening round of playoffs as they took on the Harvard Crimson, looking to advance to the quarterfinals.
Plus, the men's ice hockey team had their final home weekend of the regular season, facing off against Yale and Brown.
And both basketball teams were in action against the Manhattan Jaspers, looking to build momentum as they reach the tail end of MAC play.
All that and more coming up on Sports Paws starting right now. Welcome to Studio 125 for another episode of Sports Paws. I'm Christina Semanis, joined alongside Ava Heaton. Ava, how are you feeling tonight?
Well, Christina, it's been a really exciting week in Quinnipiac sports, so I'm ready to get right into it. Quinnipiac women's track and field finished second in the MAC championships this weekend, just 7 points behind first-place rider. Riley Smith won Performer of the Meet with 3 podium finishes, including her part in the record-breaking 4x4 relay with Sydney Lavelle, Izzy Anzaldo, and Alyssa Romagnoli.
Nyasha Daly set a new school record, clocking in at 7.51 seconds in the 60-meter race to earn the title of MAC's fastest woman for the second year in a row. The final stop on the indoor track schedule for the Bobcats is the New England Championships in Boston on March 7th and 8th. Skating over to the ice on Saturday, the women's ice hockey team hosted Harvard in the first round of the ECAC playoffs. The Bobcats were 2-0 against Harvard in the regular season and look to make it 3-0 after this game. Whoever wins this game gets to move on to the ECAC quarterfinals. In the first period, 8 minutes in, Emerson Jarvis skates into the zone with the puck. Maya Labad is wide open and she scores 5-hole on Emily Davidson. Quinnipiac goes up 1-0. Then Bryn Pryor skates around the net with the puck. A centering pass to Kaylin LaMarche. Maddie Samiskevich is wide open. She shoots and saved by Davidson. Samiskevich is absolutely robbed, and it's still 1-0 Bobcats. Then Michaela Watson with the puck. She tries to shake her defender, but she passes it to Labad. A quick pass back to Watson, and she rips it past Davidson. Quinnipiac is now up 2-0. Moving into the third period, it's a power play for the Bobcats, but Davidson makes save after save to keep Quinnipiac from scoring. With 6 minutes remaining in the third, the Bobcats are on another power play, but Labad draws another penalty to make it a 5-on-3 for Quinnipiac. Despite the power play, the Bobcats cannot score another goal. Regardless, it is a shutout for Kaylee Doyle, her 8th of the season. The number 12 Harvard Crimson are eliminated from the ECAC playoffs, and the Bobcats will move on to the quarterfinals against Clarkson Golden Knights in Potsdam, New York next weekend.
The Bobcats weren't the only ones in playoff action this week, so let's take a look around the ECAC. Our first stop is at Hobey Baker Arena, where the RPI Engineers are taking on the Princeton Tigers on Friday. Hopping into the first, the number 10 seeded Engineers start out hot as Ayla Chiaffi fires one into the back of the net. RPI jumps out to a 1-0 lead.
In the last minute of the first, Princeton fires right back. It's first-year sensation Mackenzie Alexander. She rips one right by Reese Keating. The Tigers tie it up at 1 heading into the locker room.
And in the next 20 minutes of play, it's a bad turnover from RPI. PSA for the rest of the league. Don't leave Izzy Wonder and Mackenzie Alexander open in the offensive zone. They go tic-tac-toe for the goal, and Wonder makes it 2-1 in favor of Princeton.
Then heading into the third, blink and you might miss this one, Sophie Helgeson scores from the high slot, tying the game up at 2-2. It's anyone's game at this point, Ava.
Well, just about a minute later, Christina, the Tigers are on the power play, and they aren't playing around. Alexander dishes one to Rosie Klein, and she gives Princeton the lead. That goal would close it out for the Tigers, as they will take this one by a final score of 3-2.
Then heading into Saturday, the Union Garnet Chargers are looking for their first ever D1 playoff win against the Brown Bears. Into the second period we go. Union on the power play. Star defender Stephanie Bork waltzes her way into the slot. She shoots and it gets tipped in front by Carrie-Ann Engelbert. Union gets on the board first in Providence.
No more goals in the first 40, so we head to the final 20. Brown pulls Rory Edwards out of her net for the extra attacker. They try to get a shot off, but Union's defense holds strong. Puck pops out to Engelbert, and she sends it all the way down the ice and scores the empty netter. Engelbert picks up 2 goals in the win, and Union gets their first playoff win in its D1 history. That's huge for the program, Christina.
Yeah, it's a huge win for Union, Ava. Then the last first round matchup takes place in New Haven as Dartmouth Big Green travel downtown to take on the Yale Bulldogs. Early in the first, Yale transitioning from defense to offense. Jordan Ray finds Ellie Reiter for the breakaway. She scores on her backhand, putting the puck by Michaela Husova. Bulldogs will go up 2-0 after Ray tacks on another goal before the end of the first.
And Dartmouth isn't going down that easily. Ella Inglis breaks into the zone and tries the wraparound, won't go, but the rebound goes to Bridget Pringle and she's able to score to cut the lead in half, 2-1 in favor of Yale.
The Bulldogs put this one out of reach though. They score 10 minutes after the Pringle goal and then score again about 2 minutes later. Bulldogs on the power play, shot comes in from Ray and the loose puck is put in by the captain Anna Bargman. She records her 100th career point on that goal. And the Bulldogs are able to advance to the quarterfinals, winning this one by a final score of 4-1. With the first round of the ECAC playoffs concluding on Saturday, let's take a look at the remainder of the bracket. In the quarterfinals, Quinnipiac will face off against Clarkson in Potsdam. After upsetting Brown, Union will go up against Cornell. Princeton will play Colgate, and Yale faces St. Lawrence for the second season in a row. The last time Quinnipiac faced Clarkson in the 2022 ECAC playoffs, the Bobcats were swept by the Golden Knights. The best of three series will take place between Friday, February 28th and Sunday, March 2nd. Michaela Watson was named to the 2024-25 ECAC Hockey All-Rookie team. Watson was third in points among all first-year defenders nationally. In addition, she led first-year defenders in the ECAC with 2 goals and 5 assists for a total of 7 points in conference play. It's the second straight year that a Bobcat has made the conference all-rookie team after Kaylin LaMarche made it last year.
Quinnipiac alum Devon Taves was a part of the Four Nations Championship winning Team Canada last week. Q30's Eli Ehlers has more.
The Four Nations face-off was not just a win for the game of hockey, but also for Quinnipiac, as former Bobcat Devon Taves was a part of the winning team for Canada, and his head coach Rand Pecknold was in attendance.
Yeah, it was awesome. It's probably the best sporting event I've ever been a part of. I just thought it was really cool. The NHL did a great job marketing it all the way through. Obviously, you get the build-up from the first game. But yeah, it was just phenomenal hockey, and the crowd was just buzzing the whole time. There was actually a lot of Canada fans there, which I think they bought. I'm guessing they bought the whole, you could buy the whole package all the way, probably in the summer they bought the whole thing, not knowing who they'd play. But it was great. It was a great event. And, disappointed to see USA lose, but it was great for Devon. Like I thought he was one of the better players on the ice. It was fun to be able to watch him play live. I think he was second in time, and I think he played 27 minutes and change, which is a lot. But he was outstanding. Like I said, he was one of the better players.
For Quinnipiac captain Travis Treloar, it was exciting to be able to not only watch the game, but see Devon on a big stage.
Sick game. Really good game. I watched it, me and my roommate Davis Pennington, sitting on the couch watching it. And, obviously, it's super cool for him, and I know some alum made the trip down to Boston and celebrated with Devon, so really good or cool experience for them and good for the program.
Taves will now turn his focus to winning another Stanley Cup, and head coach Rand Pecknold will be supporting him along the way. Reporting for Q30 Sports, I'm Eli Ehlers.
This weekend, Quinnipiac men's ice hockey had their last home series of the regular season. Starting on Friday, facing off against the Yale Bulldogs for this season's third installment of the Battle of Whitney Avenue, and the student section is ready for another rivalry game. Heading into the first period, here comes the captain, Travis Treloar. Toe drags and puts it over Jack Stark's glove to make it a 1-0 Bobcat lead, and he takes a detour from the group to celebrate with the fans. Later on, the pass from Tyler Borgula, but Jiminy Crickets, Jack Ricketts puts it in around the post for his 18th of the season. It's 2-0 Bobcats. Now, into the second period, get ready for this one. Jeremy Wilmer spins around, puts it in off the backhand for a 3-0 Quinnipiac lead. Let's take another look at that one. A spinorama highlight reel goal for Wilmer. Just gross. His 11th of the season. And moving later into the period, Yale is going to get one back off of the shorthanded breakaway goal from Will Richter. They cut the Bobcats' lead to 3-1. Here come the Bobcats once again, the battle raging on, but Jack Stark stands tall as he robs Andon Cherbone to keep the Bulldogs in it. As we head into the third, though, Stark thinks he has the shot by Davis Pennington, but Aaron Schwartz is there to poke it in and make it a 4-1 game. That's all she wrote in Hamden as the Quinnipiac Bobcats defeat the Yale Bulldogs to win the Heroes hat once again. The final score is 4-1. Travis Treelor and Aaron Schwartz both had 2 points in the win. Matej Marinov with 22 saves, and that is 17 straight wins for Quinnipiac over Yale.
The very next day, the team faces Brown for senior night. They will celebrate their graduating class, and they look to extend their win streak to 4 games in a row. Moving to the midway point of the first period, the Bobcats on the power play, and Chris Pelosi puts it on a platter for Jack Ricketts. It's a Quinnipiac goal. They go up 1-0. Then skipping to the third period, after a slow second period, the Bobcats got off to a quick start in the third, where Captain Travis Treelor scored on the backhand. It's now 2-0 Quinnipiac. Just 2 minutes later, Mason Marcellus scored off a loose puck that hit Pelosi's skate, and the lead continued to grow. It's goal number 9 on the season for Marcellus. Quinnipiac up 3-0. With 8 minutes left, Quinnipiac scored their third power play goal of the night as Elliot Groenwald fed it to Tyler Borgula on the back door. 4-0 Quinnipiac. In the last 2 minutes, the man everyone wanted, Noah Altman, got his shining moment to close out the game on senior night. Quinnipiac would close out the final 2 minutes with Altman making one more save.
Not a lot of goalies can say that they're trusted to wear an A, but Noah Altman can, just a testament to his leadership. And his one save keeps his save percentage perfect throughout his collegiate career.
That's right, Ava. Dylan Silverstein made 22 saves in the shutout win, and the Bobcats had 10 different point scores during the game. The Bobcats will head to Clarkson next week as they look to clinch the Cleary Cup.
Staying on the ice, looking at this week's men's ice hockey pairwise rankings. The top 5 all remain the same from last week, but Ohio State drops from number 6 down to number 10. Quinnipiac will move up in the rankings for the second week in a row, now sitting at number 13, with UMass Lowell dropping down to 14. We have to take our first break of the night, but when we return, the women's basketball team hosted Manhattan on Saturday for Senior Day as we get closer to the MAC tournament in Atlantic City.
And the men's basketball team made the trip to Grady Gymnasium to take on the Jaspers on the road as the Bobcats battle for the top spot in the MAC. Sports Paws will be right back.
Every day, thousands of kids start vaping, and I can't let this happen to my kid. So if you want to talk to your kids, you have to get it trending.
No, you're doing it wrong.
Let's go.
Can we talk?
Yeah, what's up?
Visit talkaboutvaping.org for tips on when and how to have the vape talk.
Have you ever helped a fellow veteran?
Of course.
Yes.
Have you ever asked for help yourself?
It's always tough, right? I always feel like I can solve my own problems, but eventually, you just can't deal with it on your own.
And you start to question, maybe people would be better off without me. When you realize that you're not alone, once you take that first step, there's so much support.
Can't believe you're doing this alone.
I've done it before.
I remember. You threw your back out. How you holding up?
Hand me that board.
Nothing wrong with getting help.
I'm good.
I did it when Felicia left.
I'll figure it out.
I know you will, but you don't have to do it alone. That's all I'm saying.
If I promise to look into it, will you drop it and help me build this fence?
Now you need my help.
It can be a real pain sometimes, you know that?
Mm-hmm.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. The Quinnipiac women's basketball team hosted the Manhattan Jaspers on Saturday. Manhattan battling for that crucial number 10 spot in the standings, while Quinnipiac is on the other end at number 2 in the conference. The Bobcats are on a 5-game win streak, and it's Senior Day. The team honored its graduating class pre-game. In the first quarter, Manhattan's Inez Jimenez Montserrat spins around Jackie Grisdale inside for the early bucket. Bobcats on the other end, Anna Foley finds Grace Labarge in the near side corner, and the birthday girl buries the 3. Then this pass is intercepted by Gal Revive, and it's daylight for the first-year star. She'll finish that easy layup. Halfway through the second, Foley hits Carson Martin on the wing, and the three-pointer connects. Then Ella O'Donnell, getting double teamed, passes out to Martin, same result. She buries the three. Now how about this sequence? Martin gets the steal, transition play for Quinnipiac, but Martin loses her dribble. She'll snag it back after a fight for the ball and find Revive. The three won't go, but Grisdale gets the offensive rebound. She finds Martin, and three-point shot will rattle around for a bit but fall. In the third quarter, Foley works her defender inside, strong finish off the glass, plus the foul. Quinnipiac up by 17 entering the fourth. Revive finds LaBarge, and the mid-range jumper falls. Quinnipiac wins this game by 20 points, 60-40. 4 Bobcats finish in double figures, and Revive locks down her first career double-double. Bump that win streak up to 6. The Bobcats will take on St. Peter's and Merrimack next week. Saturday against Manhattan was also the Bobcats' Senior Day celebration. Q30's Tony Wetmore has more on senior forward Grace LaBarge, who is also celebrating her birthday.
At the end of their careers, players are given a day of celebration to commemorate all of their efforts on and off the court during their time at Quinnipiac. Grace LaBarge was one of the seniors recognized today for women's basketball. LaBarge's family flew from Illinois to celebrate with her. Her teammates spoke on the value she brings to the team.
I think we all look at Grace as a big sister. She's an amazing leader. She knows what she's talking about. She's fun. It's just so amazing having like such a big spirited person around, and it's been so great to be able to play with her these past 2 years.
It's an honor to have played with Grace for the past 4 years. I feel like we have that special bond coming in together as freshmen. Like, I don't know, we've been through a lot together. And it's just been really cool to watch her grow and just the confident person that she is. Like, I always know that I'm going to look at Grace and she's going to have confidence in who she is. And she's going to bounce back. She's going to go get a tough bucket. She's going to grab a rebound. Like, I love playing with her because she gives full effort all the time.
And head coach Trisha Fabry talked about LaBarge's growth as a Bobcat.
It's been what you want to see in a program and as a coaching staff, that each year your players are able to get better. And improving their game. So, and that comes with confidence. So it was her putting in the work, us coaching her up, and then her able to take those nice incremental year-to-year steps to get to where you're playing and contributing at a really high level to a really good team, and you're a reason that's happening. So it just, again, over the summer, putting the time in when it's just not the season, her really getting comfortable, especially from the perimeter. She literally has a clutch play in a lot of our wins that are tight. Like, she always comes up with that three, the steal, the rebound, and makes a play that we have the success in. All the credit to Grace, because she has just really stuck with it and been, again, what you want to see in steps year to year. Her improvement individually, and then now contributing to a really successful team, and her having a lot to do with it.
With just 4 regular season games left and a chance to compete for a MAC championship, LaBarge will look to end her career at Quinnipiac on a strong note. For Q30 Sports, I'm Tony Wetmore.
Taking a look at the MAC standings, Fairfield and Quinnipiac are in a battle for the top spot, with the Stags leading by 2 games. 8 teams have clinched a postseason berth, and the next 4 weeks will be crucial for seeding. Only 10 teams will make the tournament this year, leaving Manhattan, Canisius, and Ryder battling for those last 2 spots. Shifting to the men's side of the court, after breaking the Division I career assist record, Savion Lewis is now chasing down the program's all-time mark. Q30's Beckett Calkins has more on his bond with center Paul Otieno.
With his 11th assist last Friday against Sacred Heart, Quinnipiac point guard Savion Lewis is now their all-time Division I program leader in dimes. The Bobcats point guard and the Bobcats center Paul Otieno have a unique point guard center relationship.
It's been great, man. I love the guy. I just feel like he handles the game like a true point guard will do. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't there for like the first few games. He wasn't there, so like it was really hard for us, especially me.
With Paul, is like he's a silent assassin. He first of all, everyday guy. He never misses a day. I don't think he's missed one practice in his time here. With Paul, he finishes so well. He's so strong, so athletic, and obviously now he's shooting the 3. So it's he does a lot of everything, and it's just really fun playing with him.
With each of the two showing appreciation for one another, Otieno said he knew the record was coming for his experienced point guard.
I was a little surprised because, I mean, like, that's Savion. He only does his pass. Like, he likes passing the most in the game. So, like, yeah, wasn't a big surprise, really, for me.
Lewis said this record is not just his, but his teammates who helped contribute to the tally.
So thankful for, my teammates, not just right now, but throughout my time here at Quinnipiac. Obviously, I couldn't have done it without them making shots and being in the right place. So I'm extremely grateful.
Quinnipiac has used the pick and roll with Lewis and Otieno numerous times this year, and it is a set that they can rely on to get good looks.
Obviously, the pick and roll is not valid unless you have everyone in the right spots so you can have the correct spacing. The pace, obviously Paul being a great finisher and such a great catcher, I think it makes it way more effective. And then just, overall, just the fact that we get into pick and rolls consistently, we have a lot of reps, so the chemistry is there.
What's the key to keeping your big man happy? Lewis knows a thing or two about that.
Beating him, making sure you get him the ball, and everything's good after that. He'll do whatever.
Lewis and the Bobcats hope his playmaking ability can lead Quinnipiac to their first MAC championship title in March. For Q30 Sports, I'm Beckett Calkins.
The men's basketball team went on the road as they approached the tail end of MAC play against the Manhattan Jaspers. Sunday afternoon at Dratty Gymnasium, the Jaspers have played in 8 one-possession games this season, coming off of a loss to Iona on the road. Meanwhile, the Bobcats are looking for their 3rd straight win. First half, Manhattan's Shaquille Bender, working Amari Monroe, kicks it to Wesley Robinson, and he drills a triple to start the scoring. Everything was green for the Jaspers shooters early. Just a minute later, Bender swings the rock to Robinson up top, one dribble, and drains the shot. The big man finished with 4 on the day as the Jaspers lead grows to double figures early. Now it's Devin Dinkins dishing it to Fraser Roxborough. You guessed it, 3-pointer. Bobcats in a ditch, and the Jaspers keep digging. Less than 5 in the half, Dinkins ball fakes past Savion Lewis and hits another 3. Jaspers lead 38-23 at the break. Catch and shoot, Jaden Zimmerman hits the bottom of the peach bucket. In Amari Monroe's own words, this team plays its best basketball when they're down. Now it's Savion Lewis driving layup inside is good, 12 points for the veteran guard. Bobcats cut the lead to 10. Now with under 4 to go, Alexis Reyes finds Monroe on the cut, an authoritative slam for the junior. 1,000 career points for Monroe, the lead is down to 2. Next possession, Zimmerman is flying inside, gets fouled hard, but finishes the layup. Quinnipiac took its first lead of the game on the and one. And after a couple lead changes, Lewis finds Caden Bennett. The wing triple connects. Quinnipiac up 67-66. Manhattan answered on the other end to go back up by 1. With less than a minute left, they'll swing it around the horn. Bennett in the corner drills it. The Bobcats hang on for the comeback win. 74-71 the final score. Bennett finished with 18 points, Monroe with his 5th straight 20-point double-double, and Lewis picked up a double-double of his own.
Things are still uncertain in the men's basketball MAC standings. Only 4 teams have clinched a playoff berth so far, with Mount St. Mary's joining Marist, Quinnipiac, and Merrimack after their win over Ryder this week. Marist is first in the MAC, but they have the same 13-3 conference record as number 2 Quinnipiac. The Red Foxes' 69-62 win over the Bobcats in January is the tiebreaker. Quinnipiac is home Friday night against St. Peter's on ESPNU and on the road to take on number 3 Merrimack on Sunday. We've got to take a timeout here on Sports Paws, but when we come back, the men's lacrosse team held its home opener this weekend against the Bryant Bulldogs as spring sports continue to ramp up.
And the most fun part of the show, the top 5 plays, where there's some Sports Center moments again this week. You'll have to find out after the break. Stay with us here on Sports Paws.
Love the hustle, Cliff. Who are you? Your lungs.
We're quite proud of you.
Even though you quit smoking years ago, you may be at risk for lung cancer.
Okay. Well, with the routine screening, you can detect it early when it's more curable.
Sounds good, guys. Can I get a little space here?
Biologically, no.
Okay.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
There are a lot of temptations facing young people today, like electronic cigarettes and skateboarding. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes. This can lead today's youth to a lifelong addiction and severe lung damage. Recall and consider the facts before making a poor decision.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Start the conversation with your child about vaping today.
Everyone has a ritual. That small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game?
To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health. Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
So,
Love your mind.
welcome back to Sports Paws. On Saturday, the men's lacrosse team had their home opener, but fell to the Bryant Bulldogs by a score of 18-10. Goalkeeper Mason Oak still looked strong though, making 15 saves despite the 18 goals allowed. The Bobcats are now 3 games into their season and still searching for their first win.
Also on Saturday, the women's lacrosse team defeated the New Hampshire Wildcats 17-9. Senior Abby Wise had 5 goals and 4 assists for a total of 9 points during the game. First-year goalkeeper Shannon Alden had 9 saves in the win. The Bobcats are now 3-1 on their season, and their next game is Saturday, March 1st at home against Monmouth.
Quinnipiac baseball traveled to Virginia to take on the Radford Highlanders of the Big South in a 3-game series. The Bobcats bounced back after losing the first game 13-5 and went 2-1 on the weekend, winning games 2 and 3, tightly 8-7 and 7-5. Third baseman Sebastian Muller and shortstop Alex Irizarry both hit home runs in the series.
The Quinnipiac softball team traveled to the University of Central Florida for the Space U Invitational in Orlando from February 20th to the 23rd. The Bobcats suffered a 3-0 loss to UCF and split their series against Columbia University with a 14-1 win and a 10-2 loss. They lost both of their games against the University of Pittsburgh 1-0 and 2-1, but beat FGCU 1-0 in the last game. Now, some may say that me and Ava share one brain cell.
But tonight, we are sharing our top 5 plays with all of you. Play number 5, it's men's basketball at Manhattan. Passing the ball around like it's hot potato, Kaden Bennett gets it and drills the corner 3 for the lead.
Play number 4, women's hockey playoff against Harvard, and Michaela Watson gets the pass from Maya Labad. She snipes it crossbar and in. The Bobcats win 2-0 and advance to the quarterfinals.
Play number 3, women's lacrosse. Mia Delmond is going to intercept this pass from the Wildcats and run it all the way downfield by herself on the fast break for the goal. Bobcats win this one 17-9.
Play number 2, and it's heating up now. Amari Monroe gets the ball for a dunk. He now has 1,000 points in his career.
Finally, SportsCenter had this at 3, but Sports Paws has it at number 1. Jeremy Wilmer, spinorama move, scores off the backhand against rival Yale, his 11th of the season. So, Christina, Quinnipiac has a series coming up against Clarkson women's ice hockey playoffs. What is your score prediction for the series?
So I think that this is going to be a very close series. It's going to be a battle between the Bobcats and the Golden Knights. I do think that my prediction is that the Golden Knights will win the series 2-1. I think that the games will be close, but I think that since the series will be in Potsdam, that it's going to be harder for the Bobcats to win it.
I 100% agree with you.
That's all the time we have for Sports Paws this week. Thank you for tuning in.
Make sure to follow Q30 Sports and Q30 Television on X and Instagram to stay up to date on your favorite teams. And check us out online at q30tv.com.
For Ava Heaton, I'm Christine Semenis. Have a good night, Bobcats.